Hi everyone, welcome to the introduction for your midterm for EDUU 609. You're going, who is this woman speaking to us? My name is Dr. Kimberly Green. I'm full-time faculty for Brandman University, and I'm working with your professor to make sure that the technology and the pedagogy all come together in this course and you have the best experience possible. I'm going to take a minute now and explain to you how you're going to have your EDUU 609 midterm. It's probably an experience unlike any you've had so far, and I want you to recognize that and celebrate it, because learning truly is a lifelong process. And even though we're all adults and we're all educators at different levels of our profession, we never stop learning. And so as you go through this, I want you to kind of jump in and out of yourself and look at the whole process from a third-person perspective to recognize not just what it is you're doing, but how it feels. What is the experience? What kinds of things are you thinking as you're watching a video, collaborating with peers, trying to come to understanding, negotiating meaning? There's a lot going on. Sometimes you may feel a little overwhelmed. That's okay. Our students have the same experiences when they're in a new situation. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it takes a little cognitive dissonance to help us break out of the boxes that we've become comfortable in. So, I'm going to explain a bit and then I'm going to walk you through a couple of steps. You don't need to worry. You are never alone. You have your professor, you have your peers, and you have me to always shoot an email to if there is any problem. First of all, you're going to watch a video. Now, the quality of the video isn't that great. Don't worry about it. The video isn't about the visual. It's about the audio. There will be a conversation taking place between two gentlemen. Please listen very carefully to what is being shared. At first, it may not seem like it has anything to do with curriculum design. But when you take a moment and really deconstruct what's being shared, you will find it's incredibly relevant and brilliantly insightful. So you'll watch the video. What we ask then is you think about it for a day or two. You need to sign up for a specific time to meet online with your group in Tapped In. I'll show you, don't worry. When you meet with your group in Tapped In, you should have watched the movie one more time just before you come in. So let's say you're meeting with your group Saturday at 12. Plan on watching the movie one more time. Remember, the movie is all of 15 minutes, 16 minutes. Watch the movie one more time before you meet with your group so you're truly ready to get to work. When you meet with your group, you will all know what the goal of the work is, what role you are playing, and what the actual task is that you're working on. You're going to be creating something, using all that you've learned to construct something new, relevant, and hopefully very meaningful. All right, so now I'm going to walk you through the steps with the online programs, and hopefully it'll all make sense. It was very nice to meet you, and here we go. I hope you truly enjoy the process of this midterm. Thank you. We are now going to walk through the steps that you will need to take to be able to go through your EDUU 609 midterm. You will first need to log into Tapped In. Now, you should already have an account here. Hopefully, some of you have gone ahead and built your own offices. But when you log in, if you have your own office, you will land, quote unquote, in your office. If you don't have an office yet, you'll land in the main reception area. Don't worry about it. Either way, you can get to my office. My office, Kimberly WG, Kimberly Weiner Green, but I go by Kimberly WG. This is where you're going to be meeting and working with your peers. Now, a couple of things. You will see in the upper right-hand corner there will be a note posted that has all of the explicit instructions for what your midterm is. Do not even try to begin your midterm before it's your time, because it truly is a collaborative process. So, you notice down here is the chat bar. And if you haven't experienced it yet, you don't need to learn any coding. You just click in the little bar, type, and hit return, and it says, Kimberly says, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm going to show you a wonderful little trick that makes life very easy. If you notice here's your chat bar. Above it and a little to the right, you see an actions bar. If I click that, I can slide down to larger text. Aha, that's what my new font looks like. I can even make it larger. So it makes it easier to read. That's a wonderful thing. Here's an even better trick. You can slide down to detach. What that will do is open up your chat bar so you can move it to wherever you're comfortable with. Great. So let's say we're going to be conversing and working with our peers in Tapped In while building our artifact in the wiki. So I open this up, I'll set it over to the side, and then I open another window and I go to our wiki. EDUU 609, okay. So what all of you will have is a wiki page for your group. Your group will then first sign in. You'll go to your page. I don't want to show you a sample page right now because I don't want anybody seeing what you're going to do before it's time to do it. You will click on, just for argument's sake, you'll click on a link, and there you'll see a place to sign in, and it will again say, you know, don't forget what you're doing, blah, 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 and then for you and your peers to work. So you can be working in the wiki while you're having your conversation. I don't agree with that, blah, blah, blah. Great, let's keep that. Just so we're clear, there is no grading on spelling in a chat because it can go pretty fast. Now, couple of little tricks additional to make this even easier. Only one person at a time can be editing in the wiki. So let's say you all discuss and you say, you know, this is important, please add it in, okay? Have one person at a time be your writer, and then have them write it and add it, and then you can just simply refresh and you'll be able to see what they've added to the wiki. Now some groups, what they do is they first have one long conversation and they split the task into smaller pieces, and then they go off and work on it independently and come back together. Some groups literally sit and talk through the entire process. It's up to you. You, as a collaborative body, need to decide how to work best together. The last part of this is, after you all complete your artifact, you're writing a letter. When your letter is done, make sure that one person from the group sends the transcript. You'll get it automatically emailed to you. It comes 10, maybe 15 minutes after the fact. You don't all have to send them in. Make sure one person per group sends the transcript. The rubric by which this process should be both guided and graded will be provided to you later. And I strongly urge you to use the rubric as you're working. Just as with our own students, how frustrating it is when they rush through to get an assignment done and they haven't read all the directions, the rubric is not just a tool for grading, it's a guide for you to be sure that you have included all of the essential elements in your final artifact. And you'll notice there's one part on the rubric where your involvement in the process of building the artifact is assessed as well. So the rubric demonstrates what the professor understands is important, as well as what the final product should look like. I think you will enjoy this process. If you get frustrated, just take a deep breath and recognize it is what it is. And we can't learn something if we don't take chances and try to apply things in new and creative ways. Here we go. Enjoy the ride.